rolling.
All right, thank you for joining us. Doing something a little different today. We're gonna have some fun, and this is one of my favorite things on planet Earth to do. And so we are going to rank some NBA players here. John, why don't you tell us the exact rankings, what exactly we're doing, and then Billy Woosley, start us off.
We are ranking the top 5 greatest players of all time. Top 5 greatest players of all time. Not putting together an all-star team, not saying best point guards or
You
centers.
don't have to have two
Top
guards.
5, right.
Okay. All
Top
right.
5 greatest players of all time.
Boom.
So I'm gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then this line down here. This is
Most
overrated on the
most
list.
overrated NBA player.
Okay.
On the list.
So that's what I'm gonna do. And probably after I'm finished, there's no need for anybody else to go next. But we'll figure it out. My number 5. Looking at this list, my number 5. It pains me to do it, but LeBron does make my top 5 list.
Wow. I didn't
Let me explain. First of all, I am a huge Michael Jordan fan, not even close. Michael Jordan will be my number 1 shortly. I despise let me go ahead and just put that there. So, he's number 1, and I despise any comparisons to Michael Jordan. So one thing that I do not like about the LeBron conversation is anytime anybody compares him to Michael Jordan, it's not even close in my book. 2 completely different players. However, I feel LeBron's changed the game. I'm not as big a hater as other people in the room on LeBron, but I put him at number 5. I think number 3 and 4.
I just want to know how he's changed the game, but I guess I'll wait for my time.
Okay.
Change the game?
Yeah. A big man that runs the point guard, shoots better, shoots well as his career has progressed. Again, I'm in a unique position defending LeBron James because I don't do that much, so I'm not very good at it. But
That
I do
sounds
think
a lot like Magic Johnson.
Or Dirk Nowitzki?
I do think that he's number 5.
He's not changed the game, but go ahead.
Number 4. Number 4, I'm gonna grab. There he is, right there. Magic Johnson is number 4. Magic Johnson, like LeBron James, a big guy who ran point, ran the show with the Lakers. I'm gonna say 3 NBA championships. Is that right? Or did he have Magic have more than that? But a tremendous player.
He had 3.
Some of you are going to disagree with number 3, and I already understand that. But I watch these guys play in real time. If Magic is number 4, Larry Bird is number 3. And you can disagree with that all you want, but in real time,
Preach on.
I
preacher man.
was not a Magic Johnson fan. I recognize his
Preach on.
greatness. I already
Preacher man.
recognized it there if you're a Laker fan. But in real time, I watched it. Larry Bird was better. And in their prime, if I got to choose,
That's great.
if I was able to choose a player on my team to start a team
Who's he
in their
going
prime,
to? There's only one.
I picked Larry Bird. Number 2, I'll be honest with you, this pains me greater than number 5, but number 2 is Kobe Bryant.
Whoa! Come on!
I did not see that.
And if you've been listening, to what I've said so far,
Come on!
I despise comparisons between Jordan and any other player. And let me tell you, this is really difficult for me to defend putting Kobe number 2 because I don't know if ever in my life I've defended Kobe Bryant. It has nothing to do with him dying recently or any of that. It is the fact that he was wise enough to completely copy the greatest player who ever lived, because he copied Michael Jordan to the way he talked, to the way he held his hand over his mouth in interviews, to the way he did his fadeaway jumper. Completely copied Michael Jordan.
2.0.
Very smart to do.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
and by the way, 5 NBA championships.
Yeah.
Would have had a 6th. He was just a few points away, right? That was Game 7 they lost in his 6th championship. And again, that really, I was definitely pulling against him. I did not want him to get number 6 to equal Michael Jordan. Okay, now, number 1 is the easiest pick on here, Michael Jordan.
Absolutely.
Most overrated, which I'm going to put at the bottom, is the second easiest pick for me. Because looking at this list, if you know me well, you might think it's going to be James Harden, because James Harden plays less defense than that skeleton behind you. However, James Harden is a terrific offensive player. The most overrated player on this list is Carmelo Anthony. And that's another one that I watched in real time. And I'm sorry, I know some of you guys, you like Carmelo Anthony, you're a Carmelo fan. I just don't see it. Carmelo Anthony, most overrated player on the list. So, now, you can listen to everybody else, but just take a good look at that list. That's it. All right, guys.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Top 5. Now, I'm going to leave a few of these names up here, but a few of them are going to have to go. I'm going to go ahead and take Kobe off of number 2. He, in my opinion, he belongs on the list, but not at number 2. I am. I'm going to go rather quickly, so I don't have to deal with the mess. Larry Bird does not make my top 5 list whatsoever. And you could chalk it up to me not watching him,
Racist.
not knowing him.
Racist.
It might be that I'm racist. Magic Johnson does make my top 5 list. LeBron James. You know, I'm gonna skip to Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is the most overrated player in my opinion. Got paid way too much money, caused way too much drama, got way too many coaches fired, and never put up any reasonable stats.
Trash.
Never,
Straight trash.
yeah,
Everything
never
wrong.
wasn't worth what they were paying. Anyways, so we come to LeBron, and I'm gonna say this quickly because Brother Judah, I might lose a friend in this moment. Michael Jordan, greatest of all time. No, in my mind, no question about that. But LeBron James is the second greatest player of all time. The second greatest player of all time. Now, in my book, it's not close. It's not close. When I say it's not close, I mean from Michael Jordan to LeBron James, it's not close. There is a what is it? A great gulf fixed between Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and that, in my mind, that's not going to change. But LeBron James, when it comes to being the greatest player of all time at both ends of the floor, crashing the boards and giving up assists and scoring and averaging as many points as he has for the last 20 years, LeBron James with the 3 rings, he's had a lot of help.
Stop right there.
Second greatest.
Say that again. Say that again. He's had a lot of help.
All of these, our top 5, have had a lot of help. Whichever one you want to name, they've had a lot of help. LeBron, both ends of the floor, monster, a beast. Number 3, I'm going Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. To number 3, with the 6 titles, averaging a double-double for his career, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, number 3 on my list.
Much respect.
Coming to number 4, I told you Magic Johnson was coming back. Magic Johnson, sliding him there to number 4, and then number 5. I heard it from Brother Judah over there. Number 5, the greatest player, 5th greatest player.
My turn. Let's
of all
go.
time.
Let's go. What are we doing?
Goes Kobe Bryant, averaging I think it was 26 points for 18 years. No one else in NBA history has ever averaged as many points as he had for the time span that he averaged it for. Pulling in 5 rings, which is also respectable, like we mentioned.
Yeah.
Not as many as Kareem, but Kobe Bryant.
80-point game.
80-point game, 5th
His
greatest
last
player of all.
His last game was 60
Gotta
points.
give
wasn't
him
it?
props.
Was that his last?
It was 60, yeah.
Yeah, going out.
Last game? Yeah.
So there you go. Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, and Carmelo holding down the most overrated player spot
All right.
for now.
All right.
The moment we've all been waiting for,
How much time do I have?
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
we
6
have
minutes.
A timer for this
Yeah,
episode.
that's right.
Okay. Well,
Take LeBron off there. I know you're
we
dying.
just heard from the inexperience of youth. Teenagers, I love you, but there's something to be said
Wow.
for the inexperience of youth. We will
LeBron is a
remove
top 5
LeBron
player.
James. We will remove Kareem. We will remove Kobe. We're gonna just go ahead and move everybody because I want the honor, and I mean this, of taking the GOAT and putting him to the number 1 slot.
That's right.
I want to do it. There it is. This is unarguable. Michael Jordan is synonymous with the word GOAT. He is the greatest of all time. Can you even argue it? I mean, is there?
No argument over.
I don't even know what to say. In every area, okay.
You had a lot.
In every area.
You know, I'm all on board.
You had a lot of help. Okay, so Jordan's number one. Now let's go to Carmelo, because really, he's straight trash. And looking at looking at this list of real Hall of Famers, I mean, I'm looking over here, and you have real Hall of Famers, you have legitimate NBA winners, leaders, and then Carmelo's on the list, and so the only place he can go is the most overrated. Never played a minute of defense.
Right.
Scored when he wanted to. I don't even know. Never made it. Let me think. Never made it to an NBA Finals. No. Never made it there.
I wouldn't even say semis.
I think one time.
Really?
I think.
On the Nuggets?
Yes. I think. I don't know that.
Yeah.
Trash. Now this is where it gets interesting for me. Okay. Kareem's number 2. Kareem never lost. Kareem won on every level. He won in high school. He won in college. He won in the NBA. Matter of fact, in college, his college team he was with the iconic coach, John Wooden. Sorry. The varsity team was undefeated, and Kareem came in as a freshman. The varsity team remained undefeated, except for one exhibition game. That was when the freshman team played the varsity team, and Kareem beat them. Yeah. So Kareem, okay, and then in the NBA, all right, there's a million arguments that we could have here about eras and about the ease of scoring right now and all of that. Old school Kareem playing with athletes is still the leading scorer in the NBA. He's unbelievable. He's number 2. There's really, for me, I don't argue that, and I don't think anybody really can. Who did you have as number 2?
No, my problem with Kareem is Kareem played for I think 35 years in the NBA. That's how he broke the scoring title.
Okay.
No,
so then, if that's your argument against Kareem, I say the same thing about LeBron.
No, but what
you can't say longevity is bad.
See, watching my view of the Lakers when Kareem was the center and Magic was the forward, James Worthy power forward, I felt like the best player on that team was Magic Johnson.
Now Kareem won without Magic, though, right? He won one without Magic.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
so.
But I just don't. In watching him play, Magic was better.
There was
than
one
Kareem.
finals, ladies and gentlemen. There was one finals where Magic Johnson carried them.
Yeah.
There was one.
Kareem was injured, right?
That's the bell cow right there. That's where they went. That was the well. That was the well that they went to. Okay. Next. Now, here we go. I think you take Larry Bird, and I think you take Magic Johnson. Okay. Where do you go? I think you take Larry Bird and you take Magic Johnson. Now, number 3 and number 4, I've long said you can interchange them. I'm not going to argue. If somebody tries to put somebody at number 1, I will argue that. You try to put somebody at number 2, I will argue that. These 2 spots right here, they're almost indistinguishable. It's hard. Like Brother Boozley, I will say that Bird in real time was a better player than Magic Johnson. Now, I was young enough to barely remember these guys playing, so I'm talking about historical, just looking back. If you want to do something fun, okay, go watch a Larry Bird highlight reel. Yeah. You say he's not an athlete. You say he couldn't jump. You say he was slow. Go watch it. Just get on your YouTube machine and go watch. Go watch Larry Bird. Type in Larry Bird highlight reel, and it is fascinating. If you want to go to sleep, type in LeBron James highlight reel, and you will go to sleep on that. You will see the same move again and again and again, and you will sleep. It's a snoozer.
But we're not judging highlight reels.
Right. So my argument. So this is where life gets very difficult for me. Okay. And I've said this forever. Number 5 is really, really hard for me to rank. All right. as much as I hate LeBron James, he's in the argument here. And if you say that he's not in the argument, then I think you lose credibility. And I hate his guts, all right? But he's in this argument. But friends, there are other players in this argument just as much as LeBron. The name that has never been mentioned here is Tim Duncan. Okay, all Tim Duncan ever did was beat LeBron James. That's what Tim Duncan did. The one final where he didn't beat LeBron James, he should have beaten LeBron James, but he wasn't in the game. Yeah. He wasn't in the game, and they would have won that game. So he would have beat him for another finals. Tim Duncan is well regarded to be the best power forward of all time. Okay, so he's the best at his position. We're not judging highlight reels. So you hate him because he's Mr. Fun. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Say that again.
I hate watching Tim Duncan.
Yeah, because he's not exciting.
Yeah.
But we're not judging highlight reels. We said that, right?
But we're not. He's not on my list.
Well, he should be. All right. Here's the thing. You can argue him. Yeah. He's a champion. He's a leader. You
Player?
Talk about
Player?
Yes. You talk about help. Talk about help. Okay. David Robinson couldn't win till Tim Duncan got on the team, and then when David Robinson left, Tim Duncan won with players like Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. That was his all-star team. And you can look at them in the moment and say, yeah, they were good, but none of those guys are ever making any kind of a list like this, ever. And Tim Duncan, not only did he win, he won over time. They had a dynasty, all right? Tim Duncan is great. Okay, but, and then I look at other players here. I look at Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant someday might be on this list, someday. But here we go. I'll do it. I'll take Kobe and I'll put him there because I'm going to tell you what. The argument is not does LeBron James belong on this list. The argument is LeBron James better than Kobe Bryant? Huh. And when you look at that, he's not. He's not. Okay. LeBron James is not better than Kobe Bryant. So here's the list. The only wiggle room for this list is 3 and 4, and what order do you put them in? Other than that, that's solid.
That's a solid.
This right here, friends, is NBA gold. This is NBA royalty.
I think.
And let me urge you to go watch a highlight reel of number 3 there, because you'll be amazed at athleticism and all of it, man. Yeah, LeBron to me is just.
Yeah, and if there's anybody of a later generation watching, our apologies. Our apologies to Bill Russell. Oh, look at that.
Oh, overrated?
Wow.
There you go.
Look at that.
Overrated.
Right.
There you go. Our top 5 list. You'll be asked some of these questions on a further poll, so you need to be formulating your own top 5. Yeah. So if you like this, maybe leave us a comment or message us, because we plan to do more top 5 videos here in the near future. But until then,
there's your list.
That's right.
There it is.
I don't know. LeBron belongs there. Parting words?
LeBron does not belong.
I would just give an apology for Bill Russell just because 11 NBA titles. He was voted the best player in the first 50 years of the NBA. And we really didn't even discuss him.
Yeah.
But hey,
Here's what breaks it for me. With
Much
Bill
love.
Russell,
Much love.
11 rings.
11
Yeah.
rings.
But did you know, I can look this fact up again.
Yeah.
But the number of teams in the NBA, during that time, during his 11 rings, at one point I know was less than 10.
Okay, and here's what that means.
Less than 10.
No, here's what that means.
That means the competition
talent.
of basketball.
That means the talent was concentrated.
That means there wasn't enough good players to distribute them.
No. It has nothing to do with good
more
players.
teams.
There's always been good players. The more teams, the less the competition.
You don't win
That's what
11
that
rings
means.
with solid competition.
Dude, you can't argue Bill Russell could be argued as number 5.
Teams.
That's what I'm saying to you.
That's
what
I'm saying.
There are more teams in the playoffs.
Before you take a
Bill
LeBron
Russell's
James,
NBA career.
before you take a LeBron James and you put him anywhere in that top 5, you look at players like Bill Russell, Tim Duncan. You look at Wilt Chamberlain, who was the most dominant player of all time. Wilt Wilt Chamberlain, most dominant player of all time. Okay? And people want to argue LeBron James. I think we're done.
All right. Have a good day.